Hi guys, it's Mrs. Mungia again. Today we're going to be doing language and we're going to be working with an agreement of subjects with the verb be. I don't know if you remember in our previous lesson we learned that the verb be is linked to the subject to a word or words in the predicate. And remember, subject is what or who the sentence is about, and the predicate is what they're doing. So if I say, for example, the boy is running down the street. So the boy would be the subject and running down the street is the predicate. Okay, so the form of the verb be should agree with the subject of the sentence. So for example, if I give you this sentence right here, the knights were ready. See how this is right here, the knights is our subject, okay? And were is the verb, the correct usage of the verb be, because knights is plural. Okay, so this is the correct way to use the verb be. I would want you guys to look in your language books. Okay, this is what mine looks like. On page 212. Okay, if you look at the very top of it, where it says focus right here, okay, it's the form of the verb be should agree with the subject of the sentence, okay? So remember that verbs are action words, okay? They must agree with your subject. So if your subject is plural, then your verb needs to be plural. But if your subject is singular, then the verb should go along with it as well. So if I have the subject I, meaning myself, okay, the present would be am, or the past was was. Okay, so if I say, for an example, a singular, the tournament is on Saturday, okay? And then if I say the tournament was this last weekend, okay, so there's a difference. One is singular, meaning that it's coming up, it's present. And then the other one is past. That means that it happened last weekend. Okay, so your verb needs to go with your subject. Okay, so I would like you to do the guided practice right here. Start with name the correct form of the verbs in parentheses. Okay, so the first one is I blank eager to hear about King Arthur. Is it I am or is it I is? Well, if you say I is eager to hear about King Arthur, it really doesn't make sense, right? But if you say I am eager to hear about King Arthur, that makes a lot more sense. So you can kind of say the sentence out loud to yourself to see if it makes sense or not. Okay, so I want you to do the guided practice 1 through 5 in your language notebook. And then I also, on the next page, on 213, would like you to do the independent practice, which is part B, C, and D. So for part B, you are actually going to write the correct form of the verb. So you're not actually going to write the whole sentence. So let's look at number 6. Young Arthur blank in London. Is it young Arthur is in London or young Arthur are in London? Well, if I think about it and if it makes sense, the correct form would be is. So all you would write is for number 6. So for 6 through 15, you're just going to write the verb. That's it. And then for part C, this part's a little bit tricky. Okay, this is going to be for questions 16 through 25. You're revising, okay, changing time. That means you're going to change the form of each verb in B to show past time correctly. So for example, for number 6, young Arthur is in London. Okay, that is present. So now they want you to do it for past. So you would write young Arthur was in London. So you're actually going to write the whole sentence this time using the past time verb. Okay, and then for part D, proofreading using the forms of B. So this time you're going to change the incorrect form of be in each sentence. And you're going to write each sentence correctly. So for example, I is in a play about knights. Well, if I said that sentence out loud to myself, it doesn't make sense, okay? So you would write, I am in a play about knights. That makes a lot more sense. So do you see how I changed that? Okay, I changed the verb to make it sound better. So that's what you're going to do for part D, which is 26 through 36. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. These 2 pages, we're going to start this on Wednesday. So I want you to have this done by Thursday. Okay, so like I said before, we went over this before. This is a agreement of subjects with the verb be. Okay, so it is linked to the subject with this, what the sentence is about. Okay, and then you're going to connect it to the predicate. Okay, so if you have any further questions or concerns, please feel free to email me. Thank you.